For many years, we've been looking for the ultimate lower fixed retainer. I started with an 0175 twist-flex wire a la Bjorn Zackerson, and we had good success with that, but after a period of time we did achieve a lot of D-bands, plus people weren't able to floss with that retainer. So we've been experimenting with different styles. We've gone for a straight stainless steel, and we've gone for a Hilgers flat, but the best retainer by far is what we call the V-loop retainer. It was designed originally in Brazil, and some people even know it as the Brazilian retainer. The concept of the retainer is something that's fixed and able to be flossed. So if I can just show you a typodont off the retainer, we make it from 016 Australian Premier Plus wire, which is made under license from AJ Wilcox. This was manufactured in Australia for many years, but after the big bushfires, that factory actually burnt down. It's now made under license with the same formula in the UK, known as Australian wire. A lot of companies try and copy the wire and they call it their Australian wire, but the original wire is the AJ Wilcox 016 Premium Plus wire. The way you'll notice the wire is different, if you look at it, it's very dark in colour, and it's got very good spring back. It's strong. As an 016 wire, it's as strong as 024, and that's why I like using it for these retainers. So what I'm going to show you today is how we take the retainer from the lab and bond it into the patient's mouth. The first thing I do is look at the root position. I look at the OPG radiograph to confirm that all the roots are parallel. I fit the lower 3-to-3 retainer before I remove the braces, and the reason for that is, should this retainer debond for isolation issues, etc., we don't want to be in a situation where a tooth moves and then we have nothing to recover. I feel fitting the V-loop retainer before the braces come off is a great way to prevent relapse. I then check that the retainer is fitting well 1 or 2 weeks later. If it is, then the chance of bond failure is minimal, and we go ahead and remove the braces. So I want to talk a little bit now about the location keys. So to get to that stage in the mouth, the retainer is made on a model. We take a snap impression, we block out the brackets with wax. That then goes to our laboratory, and the girls do a number of procedures. First, they bend the loops and away from the contact points, but also off the gingiva. The second thing is they extend to the premolar, not because we're going to bond the premolar, but that's how we locate where to fit the appliance. After they go to the premolar, they make a resin, light cured resin, over the occlusal surface of the premolar, and that's what we use to locate that in the mouth. The lab girls have also sandblasted the side of the retainer that's going to be in contact with the tooth to improve the retention. On the side that is going to be in contact with the tongue, we don't want sandblasting, we don't want a rough surface. So a lot of effort goes into making this. The AJ Wilcox wire, I've tried hundreds of different wires, always come back to this. The bends can be made with a Jarraback plier. The neat thing, the important thing to note, not only are you bending V-loops, but you're also bending it in the curvature of the arch, and that takes a little bit of clinical skill. Once it's bent and fitting securely, a little bit of wax is placed here to hold it in position. Then the location keys are made. Once the location keys are made, then you can burn away the wax and you're left with the retainer. It comes to me chairside like this, and we're then going to show you how I take that fitted in the mouth, normally 1 to 2 weeks before the braces are removed.
Okay, so fitting of lingual retainer. So V-loop lower 3 to 3 gets fitted on the lingual, and we use the material N-Light. You can also use Transbond or any other capsulated. You'll find it easier using a capsulated material. There we go, and it comes off like so. So when we fit this, we actually fit it, and the little resin tags on the end are used to stabilize and locate the appliance or the retainer, so that way the wire will fit exactly where I want it to fit every time, and that way it'll fit. You won't have any hygiene issues, and you won't have to remove it, hopefully. So these are bent quite well. Okay, open nice and wide. First thing we do, we pumice the inside of the teeth, or if there's any tartar present, I like to go high speed. So get there. I like to use the high speed on them, on the lingual of the lower anteriors, just to roughen up this surface prior to bonding. Ever so slightly with a high speed, of course. I'll use, in Angus' case, we'll use pumice. Just pumice to make sure it's nice and smooth on the lingual surfaces, and remove any pellicle or debris that may be present. So we pumice. Step 2. We'll etch the teeth, so we get 37% phosphoric acid, and we place it just as you would in restorative dentistry or in the bonding of buccal brackets. We place it on the lingual there. Again, once we etch it, we etch for 30 seconds up to a minute for deciduous teeth. Deciduous teeth take a little bit longer to be etched. Not so relevant in this case, but just as an aside, a little tip. Don't be surprised when your deciduous teeth take a little bit longer to get frosty. So we don't just dry the area in question, we want to dry the entire mouth. And it's a good idea when doing this. I like to use cotton rolls. Any sort of Nola dry field will be handy. It does get in the way of your field of view and your way you're working in, and keep that tongue back. That's the last time that tongue touches those teeth. Okay. Good point. And we fit our up, and we just have to do a slight different sort of courses of treatment here. There's one of the risks with the high-speed suction. If it's done, foot was placed there in front of my finger, it would have drawn moisture towards the suction tip, which is right next to the tip. Now we've got the head cam on, so this light is, the end light is going to cure very, very fast. So I'm going to have to do a lot of it without too much direct view, otherwise we find that the resin will be set by the time I even have a chance to explain what material I'm using. You'll see now what I've just done. See that nice little thin, even layer over the wire. The most important thing is we don't bond the teeth together. We bond each loop of the wire to the tooth. That's very important. This last tooth. Yep, we'll get the curing light. I like to use 2 lights, minimise the amount of time required. That's a nice one chin down there. Cool. Okay, so now to remove the little composite locating jigs, we'll just use a high speed. I use a diamond burr and with a bit of water, and simply section it on the distal part of the tree. So you can see that. You can see my wire. A bit of that water actually.